Today's deck day. Am I just not strong enough?
Wind's in our favor, row back.
All right, new day, new problems. Registration's still good. There's no way that we can take showers in here. It's not ideal, but it'll help.
Turn it over. All right.
All right, you guys, today's deck day. So we have rain coming, and it's coming tomorrow morning. It's already 11 o'clock in the afternoon. We're gonna have like 3 days of rain, so I've got to do something quick. The surveyor recommended Sikaflex 295 UV, and I also got the teak deck sealant. Sikaflex actually says it skins in an hour, but it doesn't cure for 3 to 7 days. We don't have 3 to 7 days. What happens if it gets wet, it's not fully cured, and then we can't get it off? I don't know. This cures completely in 24 hours, so I don't know if this is the best stuff or not, but this is what we're gonna use today. Just the regular old Boat Life teak deck sealant. Let's go. The bulk of the damage is through this area here and just where I'm sitting, so that's where we're gonna start. So this right here is of concern. Some of this stuff's like barely hanging on anyway. I'm trying to get some of this stuff up that's just super loose. I don't want to pull everything out. I'm not redoing the deck. I just want to do a really quick patch. I'm just going to do what I can, and maybe it'll help us out a little bit just for the next couple of days. And this is another spot that's looking pretty rough. I'm thinking there's a big crack right there. Maybe if I can dig some of this out, I can just kind of, yeah, see, it's all loose. Maybe I can just get in there better and just make it better than it is. Yeah, see all that? I don't want to go too far. I don't want to redo the whole deck here. If I pull too much, I have a bigger job on my hands. We don't have time for that today. I want to go through first and get off everything that I can, then come back with the stuff. I don't really want to be pulling a bunch more off after I've started with that. It's heating up out here. I might actually have to put on a bikini. It's February. It's bikini weather. Welcome to Florida. All right, I got it. That's it. Where's the screw? Is there a screw? You're joking. Is there not a screw? That's not a screw down there. What the heck? What do we do now? Oh God, okay. There we go. Okay. Doesn't have to be pretty. Are you serious? Make it bigger. I really wanted it to be little. It will not come out. Yeah, that's like wet caulk right there. Okay, I just cut more off. Now I've got a giant hole. I still cannot squeeze this. I absolutely cannot squeeze this. Oh! Am I just not strong enough? Seriously? How can you ever do precision work if you have to do it this hard? Oh, look at that. I don't know. I need help. Alright, yeah, so I can't get it out of that tube. It's too thick. And I don't see a screw in there. So if this doesn't work, I don't know what to do, because that stuff seals in 24 hours, but we don't even have 24. Why don't we just get a tarp? Let's stop. Do we have any kind of canvas that we can just throw in this area?
Where's the black silicone?
You want to use silicone?
Why not? The decks have to come up anyway.
Because we have like $75 worth of the right product. It just sucks. Because in a few days I'll be able to do this with the right stuff and it'll be solid for a while. Okay. absolutely going to catch the wind.
It'll catch the wind?
Yeah.
But it ain't too strong, it'll be fine. So my plan is we're gonna put the motor on the dinghy, see if it runs. Just by chance, if she just pops right off, we're gonna go fill her up full of fuel. We're gonna run over to the fuel dock, put some gas in her, and if she doesn't run or breaks down along the way, the wind's in our favor to row back. So it's a good time. This is the most rickety thing I've ever been on in my life. It's like a damn canoe.
Choke out. Sounds like it's struggling. Why are you down there?
I'll tell you what, I'm pleasantly surprised with the tender, but I'm gonna get tired of this little thing quick. Go check out the anchorage in case we get kicked out of the marina? Yeah. Alright.
Rosy frijoles.
Anchor's out. Gotta be here a while.
Oh, it's a little Chris craft.
That'd be a cool boat to have if somebody has fun.
Is that the, it's not the Constellation model, is it?
It is straight up sinking away south.
Yeah, you probably could. I mean, she just sank. Registration's still good. She's sitting on the bottom. Man.
Greaser they had on deck.
What a shame. Oh no, that one over there really did have a hard day.
That one's been there long enough though. It's not a game. We don't have a whistle.
All right, new day, new problems. I think it has to be something with the, like when you close it and it seals off from the Blackwater tank, I kind of feel like something's not happening in there, like something's wrong. But we just had it pumped out like 3 days ago, but it is a really small tank. So we're gonna move the whole boat over to the fuel dock and they're gonna pump us out. And we're gonna see if that's what it is. I don't know, but we're gonna go find out. Why is it cutting out?
I don't know. It's acting like it ain't getting fuel.
Well.
All right. Turn it over. All right.
Apparently the engine lost its prime and we need diesel, and we don't have proper diesel jugs, so we can't go get any. So I just went to put the boat back together and Hal got us out of the slip, and we got like just out of the slip and the engine stopped again. So we had to pull ourselves back in and get tied up again. So that's been a mission. Yeah, I don't know anything. Dang. Okay.
All right, so the problem was Siren saw a gasket laying here on top of the water tank. She goes, "What's that?" I said, "I don't know," and I set it right there. Well, I'm trying to reprime the system. I'll be damned. There's no ring on the fuel filter. So I wonder why the boat was getting airbound.
This is why you should always listen to women.
I will say this.
Because I said that like an hour ago. I said, what's that O-ring doing there?
We got 2 filters in case this filter, while the engine's running, let's say we got bad algae or bad fuel, this filter gets clogged up, you can turn this filter off and this filter on and reroute the fuel. So if we get into like a bad situation with bad fuel, like bad algae or what have you, we can sit here and just clean out racors and change filters until we make it happen. I'm not taking blame for that, although I probably should take blame for it. But just ran her hard, put her in gear, out of gear, against the lines at the dock. She ran for about half an hour and didn't stall out, so she's fixed. I do know this, we have Ceto, first clear day, we're taking her out. We're gonna go maybe out down to the pass or something.
It's not ideal, but it'll help. All right. Good night, you guys.
Come on.
It works?
I don't know. I've told you, I've only ever had the fancy push-button macerators. This is the first manual I've ever had. It's the first manual I've ever used. I'm fancy like that. So, come on, tell me if I fix it.
Okay, so
Use it.
just want me to use it.
Use it?
Use it?
Yeah.
This is an off-camera kind of thing. Okay, so I thought that we were done. We are not. So we had a whole nother Blackwater fiasco happen, and this time I said, it's your turn. So Hal has been spending the last hour and a half cleaning that up, basically the same thing that I did last time. And one thing that we've tried to figure out, I mean, it's not really trying to figure out, we just have to do it. But so check this out. These always come up. We do have a switch for a sump pump on the panel, and nothing happens when you click it at all. But I don't know if it's just painted shut or if it's because it's absolutely soaked now from black water, bleach, and from, you know, everything leaking into the boat. It's just completely wet. So maybe it's swollen and maybe that's why it's not coming up. But nevertheless, we need to figure out how to get this up because it's standing in water underneath and there's no way that we can take showers in here. So Hal finally went to take a shower. I don't blame him after all of that. So I think this is maybe finally good night. I'm going to try to pick this boat up and put it back together because it's a freaking mess right now. I thought that we would just be sitting in the boat all day, like toweling the leaks and stuff. No. No. Good morning, Tight Spaces. Here's what we're gonna do. Before I rip this thing up, because this is teak, and these things to make a new one can cost a few $1,000s, I'm gonna try to strip the paint off first. We need to get under here because there was a black water leak, and it's been slowly leaking in this for I have no idea how long, since well before we bought the boat. And now there's liquid trapped in there, and the sump pump is not working, and the grate is painted on. And you know, when you shower in here, this is where your water goes, so you need to be able to pull this up and like unclog things or replace pumps or what have you. So I don't really have all of the tools that I need to do this, but I think that we're gonna be okay. I did find this brush on the boat, but it is hard as a rock, but I think I think the ends are gonna, I don't know. But this says that it takes between 1 hour and 24 hours. Okay, so you're supposed to use this laminated paper that's sold separately to prevent premature drying. Okay, so this is not the best job I've ever done with things of this nature, and I hope that it's on thick enough to do something, or at least to get the grate up. Like I said, the goal right now is not really to rehab the head, it's more just to get this grate up so that we can get down below it. And you know, there was the leak that was in here, and it was running through from right here kind of down that way and standing up against that bulkhead, and you can see that there's still water coming out of this bulkhead. I thought that we had mostly fixed that. I'm trying to figure out, now that I've done this, if it came back out from the bulkhead, and we want the paint off so that the teak can breathe and dry out, because if the paint is there, it's not going to properly dry out, and it's going to mold and mildew, and then we're going to have a bunch of rotten wood. So we want to get the paint off of these areas, but with that said, we also need to be really, really, really sure that all of the leaks are done. So I think we are kind of doing both of those processes at the same time. I've got a paper towel shoved there. I've wiped this down and re-put the orange varnish paint remover stuff on like 4 times now. You know, maybe it doesn't all come off this round, but if we can just get it maybe dried out. I'm not an expert in this field. I just have been around this stuff and I've done some stuff like this, and but I've never used this paint stripper before, and I've never had to deal with this exact problem. So if you guys have dealt with this exact problem, please let me know what you did in the comments. This, I mean, your floor pan is the area that's getting wet. So we need to figure out what the solution is for this. I don't know, we have some figuring out to do in here, that's for sure.
So I figured out the whole sump pump situation. They put the bilge pump and the sump pump on a Y valve. So the bilge pump and the sump pump are the same pump. I don't like that. As soon as we get back to Panama City, that's going to be high on my list of alterations. I'm going to put a dedicated sump pump for the gray water tank and the bilge pumps to bilge pump. With that said, we still have the issue of the previous leak where it leaked into our gray water tanks. So we got to figure out how to clean up our gray water tanks and dispose of what its content safely, or get far enough offshore where you can pump black water overboard. One or two, we shall see.
Something else that I really want to get figured out is the air in our lines. It is so crazy. Yesterday I had Bentley's dog bowl and I was trying to wash it, and I literally barely turned on the sink, and it shot water out, and the whole dog bowl just flew out of my hands. That's how much force was behind it. And it's like, if you're cleaning something really, really dirty, I mean, it's positively gonna go all over the galley, because it just like with so much force that just water goes everywhere, like literally just shoots everywhere. And that's even when you have it like barely turned open. So I don't know. It's been that way. So this has been an ongoing issue. So this doesn't work. You want to tell the world what you've been doing for days?
Tracking down all the problems with the windlass. Well, the solenoid was bad after I tested it, so I put a new solenoid in, just to find out the switch was bad too.
But the solenoid was
the control works.
That solenoid was like $200 or something, right?
Yeah, but you still needed it.
Oh. Are you sure?
Positive. I tested it. I hooked power wire and then hit the 2 poles. It didn't work. Well, I had to do some rewiring and such, because they don't make the solenoid that come with it anymore. So I had to get a different solenoid. I had to do a little bit of shimmying and shaking to make it work.
So we're debating, do we keep this system, which, you know, it's, to keep it would be obviously the least intrusive. But we're thinking that this bit is bad. Is that right, Hal?
Yeah.
This is bad. So we'd have to get a new one of these. And that might just be what we do, and then we keep this. But my argument is like, this is silly to me, because I mean, yeah, it's convenient. You get to stand up to use it, but you've got to like come up here and plug it up every time you're going to use it. So it's not really like saving you anything, in my opinion.
Anyway, and you're not pulling chain, and it came with the boat, so it's amazing.
Well, sure. For that, it's amazing. I'm just thinking like long term, what do we want? I mean, I don't really want to install anything else into the teak. So, you know, to put the little round foot dealy here, that doesn't, I mean, that's obviously a great thing to do, but I don't know if I want to do that right now in this deck. How much does it cost to just replace that piece right there?
It's the cheapest thing is to replace that piece.
What does that cost?
$41.80.
Let's just do it. Okay, so I will say this. I did add more of that product on there last night before I went to bed. I scraped a little bit off. Some of it came off. Bentley! Sorry, you guys. Bentley's having a morning. He's already jumped off the boat, met a chihuahua, met a cat. He's not allowed on deck right now. That's still not really coming. Well, that kind of is. So thicker didn't necessarily mean better. This is like a kind of weird tool to be using for this. It's a keel guard scraper thing, and I thought that maybe that would be good and it wouldn't damage the wood, but maybe I do need like a proper paint scraper.
Another quick note, I'm not very worried if it goes down in there because I've got to clean all that out anyway. So it's just going to get vacuumed out. No big deal.
Yeah, it's all about the scraper, I think. Don't do it with this thing. Don't recommend. Okay, I'm back with acetone. I'm not really excited about that because I know that it's going to dry out the wood and it's going to start removing some of the teak's natural oils, but let's just do it. Okay, this is where she sits, and that acetone did kind of help out a lot. But I still think we need to get some of these other areas with something a little stronger. And I think it got really strong in here, and I can't get this port light to stay open because the little thing's broke. So Hal's going to go get me some sort of facial covering and a better scraper. And I'm going to just let this sit for a minute, go at it again as soon as he gets back. In the meantime, I think I'm going to go work on the deck.